So let's give you all roster rundown. It is for alternate. It's going to be see, how are we going to say that? Is it Sades? Sades? I don't know. It's going to be on Janna, Pharrell Lord on Twisted Fate, Unso on Ramus.
It's Lycades, right? Or Lycades. There's a Y in there in his
normally,
profile.
Yeah, he's just cut it out probably because he needs to fit in the ATN there. Where did I get to? Unso on Ramus, CDO on Cogmore, Cliffy on Gangplank for mTw Absolute Legends team, which is going to be a mouthful, and for that case we're going to call them mTw throughout this match. It is going to be Froggen on Anivia, Kebab on Amumu, We Will Failure on Sona, Lyomi on Graves, and Wicked on Aurelia. And my phone goes, brilliant!
Someone to tell you something's going wrong, you need to fix it right now. mTw going for that early jungle invasion, something I really like to see, this early aggression in these matches. Yeah, so far we're not going to see anything, I think. I mean, we're seeing the Clairvoyants go down there. They're going to ping up onto that Ramus. They know basically where everyone is. Cogmore is waiting in the bush right across from them. This could be very dangerous for Sedeo on that Cogmore. He has got all 5 from mTw right there in front of him. Obviously, Anivia early on, has skilled up the Flash Frost at the start, which of course will slow you down like a mofo, and he's gonna have some real problems if he shows himself, which he just has, and he's got away.
Minions have spawned.
Just about got away. They didn't actually go for it though, so they didn't show themselves. See, now they know that look, they're pinging it. They know that they're going for the golems, so they're going to sit and wait this one out, and they're going to surely come around. They've started on the golems, now they're going to go, oh crap, run! And they get away nice and easily. So the whole mTw team trying for a jungle invade there. They will take the golems down. Will they also take the red buff? That's the question. They are going to go straight up there. Froggen kind of wants it, but the rest of the team are backing away. No, okay, Wicked's maybe thinking about it. No, they're not going to pull it. They're just going to take the Wraiths and go back to lane. So Lyomi has returned, ward gets placed, and alternate managed to avoid any dangerous conflicts at the start there. They didn't take the golem, which is what they were kind of after, and that's going to give Lyomi slight advantage early on.
Yeah, I'll give him that little bit. I mean, he's pretty much up to level 2 already. I think just one more kill. Yep, there he goes, dinging him to level 2. But the thing is, Ramus started up on the top side, so by the time he gets here, them golems are going to be back in position for him anyway. So it shouldn't slow things down too much for the old Ramus in that jungle area. Obviously, Amumu on the jungle for the mTw side. And down at the bottom, we're already seeing Lyomi put in a lot of pressure and push these creeps quite far along in middle. Twisted Fate so far doing a decent job of keeping Froggen a little bit further back. Up at top as well, Cliffy using that obviously strong early parlay to keep Wicked a little bit at bay, but that'll change as we start to progress and Wicked levels up a bit.
Yeah, and of course, obviously, with the whole of mTw down there, it gave Cliffy and Pharrell a little bit of free reign to start with, which gave them a slight advantage in the levels early on, which is why Cliffy is bullying Wicked. As I say that, Wicked actually levels up faster, so I'm thinking Wicked may have some experience runes on in there somewhere. But we are seeing Kebab making a little sneak forward. Cliffy just spotted him going in towards the bush there, immediately pings it back straight away, so sort of spider senses tingling there it was. But yeah, like I say, Froggen is going to be kept at bay until he hits level 6. He's just quite happily sit around his tower. Let's have a look down the bottom. CDO versus Lyomi. And of course, don't forget the 2 supports. They play such an important role, but obviously they don't pick up any CS. Although saying that, Sona has got one, so We Will Fail has managed to get one kill in there. But already, Lyomi has pulled a head in the CS. He's got 10 CS more than CDO already.
Yeah, and you can see up at the top how fast things have changed here. Wicked is level 4 already. Cliffy's not quite up here, and he's putting down so much pressure early on. He's not bothered about taking that 1 or 2 tower hits here, and he could actually, with the help of these minions, really cause Cliffy a massive amount of problems here in just a few seconds. Obviously a little bit low still to be contending with the damage from a tower in and amongst all that one as well, but still really changing very quickly up at that top area. mTw have backed away slightly at that bottom lane, obviously focusing on that CS as best as possible. Currently early on, 19 for Cogmore to the 27 of Graves. So Lyomi is slightly ahead, but he did obviously take golems in there at the start, so you can have to keep that in a little bit of consideration as well. in the middle. Twisted Fate doing a decent job, I'd say, of keeping Froggen back, but obviously Anivia doesn't really need to be in the thick of the action to be causing the problems. Got that decent range, plus the Flash Frost, which is always a mouthful, to really do the damage up there. Up at top, again, Wicked is managing to really control Cliffy and his farming ability.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job of it. Just checking out while they're leveling up. Cliffy going up heavily on for Parlay at the moment. Wicked so far has pretty much spread himself across his house. Going to get a bit of burst on towards Cliffy there, and will back away. Let's have a quick look down the bottom there. Oh, and mid there is a gank attempt. You can see Unso has managed to roll himself in on towards Froggen. Froggen's going to get rebirthed here, I think. Oh. No, because the tower on Unso as well as the ignite is going to push him away. For Unlord will stay strong, but that rebirth was not popped as far as I can tell. No, it was not, which is what they were aiming for there. So for Unlord is going to have to try and keep him at bay. And obviously, of course, Froggen is going to be quite happy in the fact that he does have that rebirth to save him if he needs to. Meanwhile, down the bottom, CDO levelling up Voidoos, actually. So he's going for the attack speed there. Let's have a look towards Graves. What's he levelling up at the moment? If I can switch across to him, he's actually gone for the bookshot. Now he's finally picked up quick draw. I was going to say he hadn't picked up quick draw earlier. Was levelling up bookshot early. Cliffy's porting back. So what's Cliffy going to buy? Obviously had pushed the lane a little bit there, so Cliffy goes back, gets himself that Philosopher's Stone. So still very much even across the board. Hilton style is being leveled up by Aurelia. If anyone is interested in Wicked's build, you can keep an eye on that now.
Yeah, and Wicked up to level 5. Obviously Cliffy in a similar position, but with the incoming minion wave, that'll change things a little bit. I guess we are going to see up to the magical level 6 for Aurelia, as we do see again more damage being done there by that bookshot by Sedio, sorry, onto Sedio I should say, and a lot of creeps here pushed back onto the turret. That's exactly what NTW were aiming for in amongst this one. Of course, Alternate will still be able to pick up most of them through that. As, you know, the level of play at this stage, it doesn't matter 100% if that's all up there. We could see some action here in middle though. Kebab with his Amumu has started to move in, but Lord instantly actually changing position there, throws down the bandage toss, which doesn't connect, and I guess this early ward here did spot him just coming up from that bottom area. So nice ward placement, keeping them in. It's an 8.4k to 8k gold, so you know, not all that much difference early on in this one. We are seeing Kebab coming back again. And I tell you what, Twisted Fate has got a pretty much amazing spidey sense.
Yeah, he has. He's,
no wards there, actually. He's just sensed it.
He just knew it was coming. So it looks like blue buff is going to be given to Froggen. So that was almost a given. Nivea almost has to have blue buff in currently. And there we go. So Froggen is going to start pushing the pace in the middle. Has managed to keep up in CS, and he is actually, in fact, slightly ahead of Ferellenlord, which does surprise me in the early few levels. Meanwhile, down the bottom, we have Graves on 63 and Cogmore on 45, so you can see that it's now a 20 lead. It was 10 lead early on. You can see Cliffy getting a bit of damage on him at the top there as well. It's just being pushed back. Wicked really is starting to control that top lane. Has now put all his points. And Unso actually picking up the blue buff, so no, not being given to anyone. So Unso looks like he's going to possibly come up and have a go towards Wicked, so we'll keep our eye on that one. I am watching the bottom. I can see they are very close. Cliffy actually being dived on the ulti from Wicked there, just forcing him away. Now we're going to see the Powerball coming in on towards Wicked. Twisted Fight also porting up towards the top there. Oh, nicely done! Does manage to catch him. No, just disappears. Gangplank ulti also going on towards Wicked. Wicked will go down here, I think. It will be, but it took 3 ultis, I believe, to take him down. Very nicely done, and that's going to free up the other lanes. Let's have a look towards Froggen. Froggen has managed to push the lane with those minions. He's also trying to cover off anyone pushing in the mid there. Look, it's gone straight towards Ferellenlord. Will come in, manages to get the stun in him. Also lays down a bit of damage, but just noticed Unso in time to back away. Ferellenlord taken very... Ooh, Froggen thinking about it. Thought about maybe going back again. Didn't quite have enough mana to do the combo, the stun, and the nuke that comes from Frostbite. So down the bottom, they've both been back on board, Joe, and we are seeing that early BF sword from Graves.
Yeah, no real surprise. He's a fair chunk ahead at the moment, around about 16. He's been hovering around 20 kind of points for this whole time. Look at Kebab's position. He's actually in behind Pharrell Lord here, and they may try to dive in on this one. There goes the flashing onto Pharrell, and ulti comes out as well. Kebab needs to be real careful.
Nice.
Great wall up will protect Kebab from that Rammus powerball. That was great. Amazing, amazing play there. Great gank from mTw to bring the score back in kills back to 1-1 instantly. And of course the good old blue buff on Anivia, as you mentioned, Deman, pretty much a needed thing for someone like Anivia, but that mana regen, the cooldown reduction as well, really making that Anivia so super strong in that middle area, and Pharrell Lord just couldn't quite contend, especially since that Amumu just flashed in there, got the ulti off, couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, and exactly, and this is what we said about Twisted Fate. He is very, very squishy. All that simply was one stun and a frostbite from Anivia, and Amumu really didn't do anything, just went in there and was just in the way and stopped him escaping sort of thing, but very nicely done, and just easily ganked him on the turret. So Pharrell's got to be aware of that one. A lot of pinks came out saying, look, he came from here, we know what happened. Wicked at the top is got Cliffy back on him, has been taken down once, but Cliffy's gone for the Heart of God, so getting that GP5 all the way at the moment. Wicked is just going to lay out, and you cannot fight Aurelia. When he's got that many minions there, he can just ulti and heal his way through the entire thing. So have a quick look down the bottom there. You can see a little bit of poke back and forward. Look, Lycidas is going for We Will Fail. Twisted Fate also porting in. Unso going straight in there. We Will Fail managing to get the ulti across. He's been taken down though. Will not get taken down. Oh, he will! Pharrell flashed in there. Maybe to his detriment though. It will be CDO's going to get away as well. Lyome tried to finish them off, but very nice gank there from Alternate, and some pretty good teamwork so far. You know, it's always been get his name right in a minute. Unso going in, and Twisted Fate has followed him every single time so far. So we're going to have to keep our eye on that one. Cliffy's also being forced out of the experience again at the top there. So Wicked is going to be a problem soon enough.
Yeah, Wicked is already causing Cliffy a little bit of problems right now, relying obviously on the good old oranges to keep his sustainability up, but that's soon going to fade away a little bit, I think, and Wicked's going to start putting on a lot more pressure. As you mentioned, the great thing about his ulti that it can wipe out the minions while he's putting damage down onto Cliffy as well during that whole process, and he's wiping out already at level 10, obviously, the complete waves, and he's going to get that ulti up to its second level in just a few seconds here, and he's pushing these minions right back onto that turret, and we'll probably be seeing a few lost in and amongst everything here for Cliffy. He's doing a decent job at the moment of managing to take most of them that are on that turret. Meanwhile, in the middle, Froggen, to no real surprise, has pushed that lane a little bit. The turret down to about half health, only a little bit taken off of mTw's middle turret. So that's pretty good, but it is Alternate who lead in terms of the kills. The gold is only 100 difference. That's a ridiculously close game after 12 minutes. Obviously, we've not seen any dragon pushes coming in just yet. I think the kill's not been quite convincing enough for either team to really guarantee themselves that dragon, and they've obviously not wanted to overextend themselves. In the meantime, Wicked is going to go down and ward. He was spotted there. Cliffy had a ward down in that tri-bush, so we may see some action. Actually, Wicked's going to put down the ward here. Cliffy could be in trouble. Already used the oranges. Let's see what he can do with this one as Wicked dives in onto him. He's happy to do the damage and force him out of the lane rather than going in the whole way. But here we go. Powerball from Unso. He's going to come down. Flashes. Powerball comes in. Ulti pops as well from both players. In fact, Kebab puts his down. Kebab is going low. Flashes his way out there. Unso is surely going to go down. We already saw the one kill coming in, and that was an amazing turnaround from Alternate. Pharrell Lord and Unso going down very, very quickly in and amongst everything, and here we are now going to see the first dragon pickup, and it will go to mTw after those two kills. The support and the AD carry down at bottom, they're going to just take this opportunity to push themselves home and get themselves some items early on. Wicked's going to do a fair amount of damage to this top turret in the meantime, I should expect. He does have the siege minion there with him as well, so once he's finished farming on these last few creeps, actually goes back. Cliffy did come back early on in that one. So yeah, 3-2, and we see mTw take the lead again, and that gives them, with the dragon, I guess you could say a direct result of the kills team and that dragon following, a nice little gold lead.
Yeah, and the whole thing was just sort of bad timing throughout, really, because the bottom lane, they'd had a little fight, a bit back and forth. Kog'Maw had kind of blew all his ultis, just kept pumping away at mTw, trying to push them away at bottom lane. They're clairvoyant, so they knew the fact that he had no mana, they couldn't do anything. They were trying to go back to base, but they couldn't. So which actually gave Leigh and We Will Fail a chance to just go up the river. They were getting themselves prepared for Dragon already. They just happened to be there. It wasn't a case of, oh, there's a fight, we're going to go up there quickly. They just happened to be in and around the area. You can see Froggen pushing in at the moment. You can see Pharrell Lord has managed to get the stun line. This could go badly wrong for Alternate, though. Cliffy has come around the side. Cliffy, you do not want to go in there. There is 3 of them on you. Wicked has managed to get himself in there. Orange is just going to make him walk away. And that wall again causing Rammus to not be able to get in the back action. So Unso using his ulti there. And that is going to be blue picked up. Let's have a quick look down the bottom. Also, CDO had gone for a very early BF sword. Hadn't got any Doran's blades. Has now, though. Instead, CDO... Oh, he's going to go through him. He's actually put the smoke down him. Sona ulti. We Will Fail. Manages to get across him. CDO does get taken down there by Leigh. Nicely done. Lyson is going to have to back away as well. He can't do anything about that. Cliffy's having all sorts of problems against Froggen in the middle. mTw are starting to step up the pace here. They are in a very strong position after that Dragon. And those couple of kills, it's starting to just turn the screw, as it were. And that's going to be Leigh having a free run on that bottom tower. He's going to get a big chunk of damage off it. It's on 2,000 hit points. I expect that to be down at least 1,000 in a moment. Leigh has got himself that BF sword. Had it for quite a while. And is ahead on the CS. You get 137 to 117. Has managed to sustain that 20 CS difference. And about 1,000 damage. He may even take this out here because We Will Fail is just popping him up. And that is the first tower of the game down. Very nicely done. And a strong bottom lane from mTw there. I wasn't sure how it was going to play out with We Will Fail and Leigh, but... well, I shouldn't have questioned it myself, really, but they have played very well. Really, Pharrell Lord has to get involved here. He's done all right, managing to get in there with the gank opportunities that he's had to ulti in there with Rammus, but Rammus has not been able to really do too much because every time he has, he's been walled off.
Yeah, and that's one thing that Rammus is going to struggle with as we get further on into the game. A simple wall put down by Froggen, and he's pretty much cut out of getting any kind of initiation off early in those fights. Up at the top, we did see Wicked doing again a bit more damage onto Cliffy. He's now got that phage built up, so obviously the inbuilt slow that comes sometimes with that as well will cause Cliffy all kinds of problems. Down at the bottom, we are seeing them return back to lane now. Alternate BF sword pickaxe working up towards the good old Infinity Edge there, and we actually have Infinity Edge already done. Finished, complete on Graves. He's going to be hurting a lot now. He's actually 200, round about 150 CS to the 130 of the Kog'Maw. So really looking strong. We are seeing Unso now coming down into this lower bush. Let's see if they can get the gank on. You can see the mTw have pushed back a little bit just due to the fact that their minion line was fairly pushed as well. Unzo still in that bush. We Will Fail is in the top side. They need to be careful here. Sedio is taking all the damage. Oh, we're going to see the kill come in. Brilliant ulti from We Will Fail. Surely they're going to be able to finish off. There's the flash from Graves. Only one more hit and he's down. Greatly done. Ulti from Amumu as well. That's surely going to cause all kinds of problems, but We Will Fail is low. We're going to see Twisted Fate come in as well. And now Kebab is going to get thrown up in the air. Is he going to be saved here? Not quite. He's going to go back in onto things, onto Pharrell Lord. And Froggen's going to turn that one into a kill. Can he now finish off onto Lycades, who is trying his best to shield himself, get out of there. There goes the flash frost in the end, and Froggen will catch up to him after that one. And well, a fairly even fight. We saw 3 go down for either team, and I think Unso there, the real difference was going back into the fight. Deman with that bandage toss may have just given Alternate a little bit of an edge getting those kills, obviously until Froggen came back, and it was just all kinds of problems.
Yeah, exactly, and then they had all sorts of problems. I think it was 4 for 3 in the end, but Unso getting so much damage from Froggen there. Froggen has got himself a lot of damage on. He's got that rod evasion already complete, needlessly large rod as well, so he is doing a fantastic job in the mid. Wicked has had to return to top. Cliffy was trying to sneak in on that turret. Didn't really manage to get too much damage down on it. In fact, he barely scratched it, has to be said. Looking towards the mid there, Froggen look at that. He's just thinking, can I sneak in on Pharrell? I'm not sure. Does take down the Wolves though and backs away. He has got the blue and red in there. Looking down the bottom now. I was just about to say Graves is about to pick up a kill, and he does on towards Cogmore there. And well, Graves at the moment is very, very strong. He's doing a fantastic job, Leigh. He's on, where if I can find him, 5-1-0. That is not what you want for the enemy AD carry. Unso has to be careful. They're going to be pushed all the way. I think they may even try and invade and take the red there, but I think it's down at the moment. I don't think it's due any moment. Dragon is due, I believe, very soon, which is why they're positioning themselves. Look, you can see they are trying to pick up that red. Not there, sorry. Back away. But they have completely invaded. Now mTw in a very, very strong position. 5k ahead in gold. Oh, and Unso's going to go straight on towards, getting on Froggen, sorry. Froggen, though, will get picked up. I think Ramos will manage to catch him. Does. Pops the ulti as well. Pharrell will take him down. Rebirth goes. Unso's going to have to get out of there. Tries to get him towards the Janna ulti. Oh no, he missed with the Howling Gale. Wicked is going to continue on. Remember, he obviously gets the buff with the more players around the area trying to go towards Unso. Now Wicked finds himself in trouble. Pharrell will land that stun card. Wicked is going to be in trouble with the rest of his team. Coming across Sona ulti, going straight across. Lycanes implodes. And CDO also going to have to back away. Manages to get the slow across. Alternate just can't catch a break here. mTw are risking it has to be said. But unfortunately they are getting away with it as Twisted Fate destroyed. And well, Leigh is incredibly strong right now. I'd be amazed if they can turn this one around. mTw looking already like semi-finalists.
Yeah, and there's a reason why we've seen Graves banned so far. I think at this stage he didn't quite have the the nerfs that had come into him recently in the on the live realm. Since we are playing the Shyvana patch, maybe I'm a little bit off with that one. I'm not 100% sure where that exactly came in. Cliffy actually did take down that top turret for alternate. Why did he not go home? That was a mistake if I've ever seen one. But mTw going to check in there before he gets himself home? No. What was he doing?
He's staying because the rest of the team have come up. He's going to be trying to surprise them from behind, but I don't think Unso's going to be able to do anything about this. He's going to be 5-1. Oh, Lycanes, you've been caught out. He's going to get exploded once again. And Gangplank now coming around the backside on that turret. I think Gangplank might be putting himself in trouble. Still a 5-man here from mTw. They can easily dive in. Yes, they will. Kebab popping his ulti, catching 3 of them down. Cliffy goes down, surely. Yes, he will do. And the rest of the team may well follow. Kebab actually surviving. Finally goes down to Pharrell Lord. So that was another kill picked up there. Twisted Fate. This is the problem. This is what we discussed early on with Twisted Fate. If he gets caught on him, say by Wicked, obviously Aurelia can dash in there, get the stun on him. He will just explode, and it is working in their favour because you've got Cogmore, you've got Twisted Fate, and you've got Janna that can all be exploding very, very quickly. They are so squishy, and if any of them get caught out, they are feeding the opposition, and that is exactly what's happened. 7-1-2 for Graves, 4-0-4 for Nivea. They are in such a strong position, though Pharrell Lord is on 6-5-0, but that 5 is not really helping with the 6. Yeah.
The only kills that have come for Ellen Lord, and you know, Twisted Fate. If he gets those, if he gets that cash and gets the items, yeah, sure he's good, but he just goes down so quickly. And of course, it's an easy target to pick for mTw. They take Pharrell Lord out, and no one else is really going to offer all that much up to them at the moment. We've got Cogmore, just to put things into consideration. He's got his Infinity Edge up now, 3 Doran's Blades, and then you look over at Graves, who's got Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, Berserker's Greaves already finished, plus a dagger, and plus the Doran's Blade as well. So he's just so far ahead at 7-1-2, completely fed up. 4-0-4 Anivia. I don't see mTw losing this one. I can't see how they're going to come back in this game.
No, and it's looking like a Baron attempt as well. You can see Wicked down the bottom has got teleport available, so he's going to continue pushing, and when they find his opportunity, he's just going to port on one of those wards that are all in place. He could easily get around the back side of them here. And it wouldn't be the first time we've seen Wicked diving on a 4-man on his own. And he's just happily farming down the bottom here, completely unchecked, while the rest of mTw keep alternate, active. And now mTw, they're going to have to going to have to deal with him in a moment, because they can see him warding it up. He's just going to continue pushing on towards his turret. He's just waiting for alternate to do something. They can see that mTw are positioning themselves. They've wiped out any ward placement that alternate had. So now they have no vision whatsoever on that Baron area. All they can see is Wicked beating on this bottom turret. So now there's a 4-man push going down towards it, which is going to be a mistake because they're going to catch out Cliffy up the top there. Cliffy's going to get away with it. They are going to dive in towards Wicked. Wicked's probably going to get caught out here. I don't think he's going to be able to survive a 4-man encounter, but it will give mTw chance. Instead, he tries to dive in towards them. He's trying to juke them around there. Don't think he's going to do anything, but they are picking up Baron in the meantime, so it is all one big deceived opportunity, and that is going to be a free Baron for mTw. Bought nicely. Froggen dealing with Cliffy. Walls him out there. Manages to catch a second burst of damage on him. No, he won't. Cliffy's holding out very well. There goes the Baron, and that's going to be Cliffy going down as well. So 1 for 1 and a free Baron for mTw.
Absolutely amazing play there by Wicked. I mean, most people in that situation would have gone down a lot earlier than he did. He's managed to stay alive for so long and gifting that Baron over towards his team, and Alternate falling even further behind this game. It's almost, well, 11k, most, even more than at the moment, and we are going to see this turret go down very, very quickly. Obviously, Phantom Dancer plus that Infinity Edge with Leigh at the moment on Graves. That's not going to work out well. Wicked's actually just teleported himself in. All 5 from mTw are there. Baron buff is on all 4 on 4. Yeah, obviously Wicked did go down as that Baron was being picked up, but that won't matter to him too much. He's so stacked in this one, and they're going to push straight in here onto that turret. Actually, Wicked does get knocked up, plus stunned in and amongst everything going on there. Unso will pretty much explode in amongst all that one. Wicked did go down. They're going to focus now onto Froggen, who of course has his rebirth up. There goes the ultimate from Sona. We do see Janna go down as well. They're going to switch onto Pharrell Mod, who's gonna survive with a flash there or thereabouts. So low, but there's another wave of minions coming in. It's now Unso and Cliffy. Can they hold on to this turret? That's the question. The turret goes down very, very quickly. Inhibitor, will mTw try to push in? No, not just yet. They've obviously not lost a Baron buff from anyone in this one. Only Wicked went down in and amongst all that fight. So mTw didn't really lose anything. They gained even with that tower takedown.
Yeah, and you can see they're trying to actually finish them off and push on there. For Lord, what are you doing? I think he was expecting Rammus to get in there a little bit sooner, but instead, Cedio is going to get exploded. Pharrell went down very quickly. Graves is just picking up kill after kill, now on 10-1-2. Kabapi is going to surely bandage toss onto Cliffy in a moment. He doesn't want to obviously use it because he's trying to make him use the oranges. Instead, it is going to be a free inhibitor for mTw. Very nicely done. Wicked has respawned. He's on his way back down. You can see there's a wave of minions now on the mid turret, which they've immediately switched across to. Leigh is just going to destroy this with his Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge, bang, thank you very much. Another free tower, and that's going to be the inhibitor. And I think Alternate are going down to the lower bracket. There's no way they're going to come back from this one. They are 15k behind. A lot of kills to the good. And mTw have just played this one very, very strongly. Leigh has just dominated that bottom lane as expected. Aurelia did do pretty well in that top lane. Hasn't really got the score, but you know, the 3 deaths that he's had, 2 of those have been for the good of the team. It's the only way of putting it. And it's going to be a free dragon as well. It's just a matter of time. They're going to take probably one more pass, pick up that dragon, which you can see that Alternate are trying to come towards, but they're not going to be able to do anything about it. They're going to go back and buy and finish it off because there's no way they can stop 2 inhibitors down and a full team push.
Not a chance in hell at the moment. And Graves 10-1 to us. An insane, a scoreline that, to be honest, even at this level of play, you don't see that often. Double figures with 1 death, it just doesn't happen all that much, especially in a game where we expected it to be so closely matched. And it was at the start. We saw a very, very close start in a few minutes, but mTw just showing that they maybe are the better team right now in terms of everything. Obviously, a best of 1, it can always go well or wrong, and that Twisted Fate pick was something that maybe a lot of people will signal out and say that was maybe a mistake to go for. However, so is life. You have to gamble sometimes if you want to progress. Even if Alternate go down in this game, which it certainly looks like they will move into the lower bracket, which means they still have a chance to qualify for the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge in Kiev in January. So it's not all over from them, but it certainly looks like mTw are going to be the team going straight through into that upper bracket semi-final, which will leave them one best of 3 victory away from Kiev.
Yeah, and mTw now pushing in on this last remaining inner turret. That's going to go down no problem. Alternate have had to give that one up. They've backed away to the safety of their inhibitor, although it's not that safe, I have to be honest. can see super minions coming in on the top and middle now. So they've got waves of super minions to deal with, as well as mTw pushing the final turret. Will they just bother going for it, or will they follow on towards the super minions? I'm not sure whether they really need this one, but they are going to go for it regardless, because they're feeling strong, feeling confident, and want to get it down. You can see that Cogmore and Twisted Fate now had to bash back. You can see that mid-Nexus turret almost going down to super minions here, down to 500 hit points already, 282 now. It's going to go down. Meanwhile, it is Wicked diving in on them. That is going to be the final. Nexus turret will go down. It's on 15 health. We will fail it, just about flashing out of that one, surviving. I think CDO might go down here. They shouldn't really be focusing on him. Hell, Lycidas will go down. Cliffy is going to be able to escape it, but the rest of the team will not survive. That one single Nexus turret on 105 hit points. As soon as mTw notice it, they will take it down. I think Cliffy will go down to Frog, and on the fountain there. Kebab's going to probably go down to CDO here. Dodges it just about, but does finally go down. And there they go, pushing on towards the final Nexus turret. Well played by mTw. Oh, Frog might get taken down here. Will he? No, he flashes away from the passive of Cogmore. They can't even get a kill from that. GG exchanged, and well done mTw. Really, as soon as they managed to get that advantage, they just absolutely pushed the pressure and did not relent there. And Alternate just had no answer for it at all.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. You know, we talk a lot about, obviously that bottom lane was a massive factor in this one. Let me just bring up the post-game screen as well. Yeah, Graves, Leigh played amazingly well, 11-1-3, but for me, Froggen, I'd possibly say man of the match. We saw some amazing parts from him in that game. He's not died. Obviously, farming up like a monster. In fact, the most farmed player in the entire game. And just generally, mTw, Deman, they look like the most polished team there. Alternate, they're by no means slouches. We've seen them doing so well in the Phase 1 and Phase 2 qualifiers. But coming into this one, not quite the game they were looking for, but they've got through to round 2, which means they're going to go down into the lower bracket. They still have their chance to qualify for the Intel Extreme Masters in Kiev. Deman, you know, what were your real points on this one, looking at this post-game screen?
Well, you just got to say, I mean, it was all about Graves. Graves was phenomenal in there, getting kills left, right and centre. Once your AD carry on the opposition gets built up so strong, there's not a lot you can do about it, especially when he's protected so well by Amumu, Sona, and obviously don't forget the walls of Nivea. Nivea did so well in that game, so it's just... It was a very one-sided game. I kind of expected it, because I have seen mTw actually beat SK 16 kills to 1, I think, the other day in one of the matches. I'm not sure what it was. I think it was Go for LOL. I think it was one of the Go for LOL monthlies. But yeah, they have been a very strong team since they've formed. So they are definitely one of the possibles that are going to get to Kiev, and maybe even do some damage in Kiev as well.
So we saw Wicked having Israeli left in there. I think we might see him banned out the next game. Maybe even Graves will follow.
I don't think we're going to see Graves again.
One game is enough for today with Graves. I guess he's going to be banned out. So guys, obviously we are going to be bringing you more action. Not sure if we're going to hang around in the lower bracket a little bit first before we go into the upper bracket semi-finals. I have to talk to the admins, and obviously that will require us to have a little bit of a break. Make sure you follow me on Twitter if you don't already know. It's twitter.com/Joe_Miller. I'll put it up on the screen in just a second. And also twitter.com/QVDemon to follow Deman. I'll be giving away in, let's say, 5 minutes another skin, another K9 NASA skin. I've got plenty still to go around, so make sure you follow me on Twitter, and we'll be back here pretty sharpish, I hope, with the next game. Like I said, not sure if it's going to be upper bracket semi or whether we're going to be dropping down to low bracket for a little while, but keep your eyes peeled on stream. I'll put up an overlay so that you can see what's coming up next. Don't go anywhere.